What's going on, Graveyard Shift family? It is your fearless shift leader, Dalen Spratt, clocked in for another amazing shift. Y'all, this story is it's sad. It's sad for a multitude of reasons. But this story brings us all the way to Paris. I know what you're thinking. Dalen, what? You flew all the way to Paris, France to do a story? And you're wrong. We are in Paris, Texas. It's kind of close, ain't it? But no, y'all, we are literally out here in Paris, Texas. And it's been raining all week here in Paris, Texas. But I finally found a day and a brief window where the sun has came out, the clouds have dispersed, and we're going to try to do a spirit box session while we have this open window. But here in Paris, Texas, the unthinkable, the unimaginable, the worst probably instant that could ever happen happened in 1893. You see, in 1893, literally right up the street from here, there was a man by the name of Henry Smith. Henry Smith was a black guy. He was about 17, 18 years old in 1893. And they said that Henry was drunk. He was irate. So the police were being called on him. And when one sheriff got there, Sheriff Vance, he tried to approach Henry. He tried to, arrest Henry. But Henry became agitated. He became irate. He began fighting back. And they say that Sheriff Vance then pulled out a billy club and hit Henry with it to arrest him. So they beat Henry, they arrest him, they take him on into jail, right? Now, Henry then gets released from jail. And this is where the story gets very, very messed up, y'all. Sheriff Vance had a 3-year-old daughter. The daughter's name was little Myrtle Vance. And little Myrtle Vance was actually outside of her boarding home where she lived with her family, her mother and her father, the sheriff. She was outside playing when she all of a sudden was abducted. Now, people claim to have seen Henry Smith carrying little Myrtle Vance through the city. Now, there's multiple witnesses that have claimed to have seen Henry carrying this 3-year-old girl literally up the street in Paris, Texas. One of those people that actually saw Henry carrying little Myrtle was the mayor of Paris, Texas. Now, the mayor stopped Henry and was like, Henry, hey, young man, where you going with this little white baby at? Where you going with this little white baby? It's 1893. It ain't no reason for you, sir, to be with this white baby. And Henry was like, oh, I'm bringing her to her mother or to a doctor's appointment. And they just let Henry go. Now, later, they end up finding the body of little Mary Vance in this field covered in leaves. And all the reports say that she had been abused and she had been ravaged, if you know what I mean. Now, some reports say that she was not, but the medical reports speak specifically to bruising and abrasions in and around the areas of this small child. She had abrasions around her neck as if she was strangled. So once they found this body, everyone automatically jumped to Henry being the guy responsible because a multitude of people have seen Henry literally carrying this girl through the city. So now the mob is out looking for Henry. Henry runs all the way home to his house. And when he walks in, his girlfriend or wife was in there. And the first thing she says was, "Henry, where's that white girl?" And Henry looked at her and said, "I don't know nothing about no damn white girl. I don't even talk to white folks." This is a real conversation, y'all. I'm not making this up. This is literally like in the newspaper. So after having this conversation with his lady, Henry just books it, runs out the house and just books it out of Paris, Texas, right? So now the police, mobs of people, everybody is looking for Henry. And even the railroad systems put out an announcement saying that anyone that was coming in town to help look for Henry, you can get free transportation on the railroad system. So literally the whole town, the whole area, this became a nationwide story. Everybody was looking for Henry Smith. Now, Henry ends up being found in Arkansas. So he was going towards his hometown in Arkansas when he was caught near the train tracks. Now the police grab him and he acting like he don't know what's going on, right? So after a little bit of questioning while on the train headed back to Paris, Texas, Henry confessed to kidnapping and murdering little Myrtle Vance. He said that he took her. He said he was upset about being beat by her father. So when he got out of jail, he went by there. He saw her outside. And to get revenge on her father for beating him, he kidnapped that man's daughter. He said that he brought her to a field and they went to sleep. He said when he woke up, she was sitting next to him. So he just strangled her. And that's how he killed her. Now, he's on the train being brought back. There are mobs and mobs and mobs of people. They said that there was literally anywhere between 5,000 and 15,000 people around this man in the mob waiting for him. They had to beg the citizens of Arkansas to not do anything to Henry and to allow them to get Henry to Paris, Texas, so the citizens of Paris could then get their revenge on Henry. They didn't want the people in Arkansas to handle it. They wanted the town, the parasites here in Paris, Texas, to handle Henry's punishment. They say Henry was so afraid of the consequences of the mob that he literally on multiple occasions begged the sheriff and the police officers to just shoot him in the head right there on the spot so he didn't have to face the consequences from the angry mob. Now, the governor of Texas, everybody was like, look, despite what Henry had done, it is up to you police officers to get him to Paris, Texas, safe and sound. Do not allow anything to happen to this man. He deserves his fair day in court. Y'all, the sheriff was like, look, buddy, it's about 25 of us. It is 10,000 people outside waiting on this man. It ain't nothing we can do. There is literally nothing that we can do to prevent these mobs of people from doing anything to this man. So they just gave it up. So once Henry got off the train in Paris, Texas, right up the street, a mob of people grabbed him and put him on a cart. They were determined to let the family of little Myrtle Vance, that family being her father, the sheriff, her 15-year-old brother, and then the father's brother-in-law, to give them full reign to do whatever they wanted to avenge their loved one's death to Henry. So when the mob got Henry, they put him on a horse and carriage and they literally drug him through downtown. So everybody's witnessing this man riding through downtown Paris, Texas, headed to the scaffold to be hung in front of thousands of people. Now, when he gets to the scaffold, waiting for him is little Myrtle Vance's father, her brother, and her father's brother-in-law. They're waiting for this man. And as soon as they get there, they grab him. They put him up on the scaffold and they literally torture Henry Smith. They got a hot iron that they put in fire and they started at his feet and they burned him all the way up his body. They put hot coals and irons underneath his feet and stood him on these, burning his feet. And they said that he remained silent up until the hot iron touched the most sensitive parts of his body. And then he would just let out the most gruesome and howling screams in front of all these people. And they said with every scream that Henry let out, the crowd of 15,000 people would just cheer and yell and just root for more and more. So after burning this man with hot irons all over his body, they literally stuck hot coals and irons in his eyes. They poked his eyes out. They put his eyes in his throat. They took a hot poker, I don't even know what it's called, like a hot steak, and shoved it down his throat. They say this man was just screaming in agony. They poked his eyes out. They stabbed him. All of the above. And when all of that was done, they literally poured kerosene all over this man, drenched Henry in kerosene. Now, once they drenched him in kerosene, they lit him on fire. They said that after a while, the flames just started rising from his feet. And as his body was just engulfed in flames, he began to just howl and scream and just let out just a death-defying gurgle. And they said that the flames were so hot that the ropes that were tying him to the scaffold, they burned. And as soon as the ropes burned, his body was convulsing. And it literally, as soon as the ropes burned, he tried to get away. And he tripped and fell. And they said every time that he would fall, the people in the audience would push and kick him back into the flames. This man literally was burned alive. And when it was all said and done, all the ashes had, smoked out. The bystanders literally dug through the debris to get the bones and the teeth and any sort of remains that they could find of Henry to use as souvenirs. And what's wild, even after that, after the death of Henry's stepson was found a month later. He had been shot over 8 times and was found hanging from a tree. So it was even as if the murder of Henry wasn't enough. The crowd needed more revenge. So this was labeled as one of the most gruesome just circumstances in the history of our nations at that time, and the number one most gruesome act that ever happened in the state of Texas at that time. But all of that stemmed from the abduction, kidnapping, and murdering of little 3-year-old, 8-month Myrtle Vance. And here is Myrtle's final resting place. Her family erected this statue of her, and this was placed here in 1893. She died January 26, 1893. And I think Mr. Henry died February the 1st. So people come here all the time to leave just little stones and little things to be remembered, to remember little Myrtle by. But what's also interesting is buried right next to Myrtle is Eugene Vance, who was born in 1875 and died in 1889. He was 14, so I'm assuming this is her brother. So over the course of 4 years, this family lost 2 of their children. Yeah. This is Henry Vance. Oh, he died in 1898 as well. Oh, 1817 to 1898. So I'm not really sure what type of conversation we would get trying to do a spirit box with the spirit of little Myrtle, who was just 3 years old when she passed away. But I am curious. Now, this is just me thinking outside the box and just trying something new. The man that killed her, Henry Smith, no one knows what happened to his body or where he was buried or placed. It's somewhere here in Paris, Texas. Paris isn't that big. It's not that many cemeteries. It could be anywhere. He could be here. He could be anywhere. But I'm curious with the act that was done by him and the things that happened to him. I wonder, by being in this area, could we reach out to Henry? Would he have anything to say? I don't know why he would be at the grave of his victim. I don't know why he would not be at the grave of his victim. But what I want to do is just to set up over here and just try to ask a few questions and just if we can just see if there's anything that Mr. Henry Smith would like to say to us. This story has me conflicted. It has me conflicted. On one hand, like I hate all the stories we've ever came across about, lynchings and hangings and just all the horrendous things that were done to, black people in the 1800s. Now, on the other hand, as the father of a 3-year-old girl, I understand poking somebody's eyeballs out and sticking it down their throat and slicing them and setting them on fire. I get it. I get it. I get it. So I can't really, you know what I'm saying? I mean, what do you do? What do you say? Y'all let me know in the comment section. How do you navigate that principle? Torture, lynching, all of that is wrong. But is anything wrong when you're avenging the brutal murder of your 3-year-old daughter? At that point, in my mind, all bets are off and nothing is off limits. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. But let's set up the spirit box session and let's see if Henry has anything to say. Love, love, love. How you doing, little Myrtle Vance? My name is Dalen Spratt, and I come in peace, love, and respect. And what I do is I come to resting communities like this, and I try to speak to those who might not have been spoken to in a really, really long time. Little Myrtle, I know that you're only 3 years old, and I don't want to really disturb you, but I do have a few questions for the man that may have harmed you. I don't know if he's in or around here, and he's probably not, but I would love to ask a few questions, and just maybe he will come through. Let's get to it. family. Again, there's no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing and how I'm doing this. And I'm not necessarily inviting this young girl's killer to her space. We're here to show respect to her, but I'm just curious if maybe he would come through to even try to address his actions. So forgive me if I'm overstepping, but we don't know until we try. First, let me try to see if we can contact little Myrtle, if she has anything she would like to say. I'm gonna start with the necrophonic box, y'all. Let's see. All right. Again, my name is Dalen. I come in peace, love, and respect. Is there anyone here that would like to speak to me? Can you tell me your name? No. Why won't you tell me your name? Is Myrtle here? I heard me. It's like go home. Myrtle, are you here? Can you tell me your name just one time? Myrtle, who are you here with? Are you with your family? No. I'm gonna try this other one. Little Myrtle, are you here? Rosemary's here. Myrtle, can you say your name for me? Myrtle, are you at peace now? Myrtle, is there anything that you would like to say to us? Myrtle, is any of your family members here too? You're with her? Are y'all still protecting her in the afterlife? Trying? Do you all feel like y'all wasn't there for her while she was living? How are y'all protecting Myrtle now? Well, for the people that are with Myrtle now, do you mind if I ask a few questions? Okay. So the person that hurt Myrtle, are you able to tell me the name of the person that hurt Myrtle? Is the person that hurt Myrtle, are they around? Can you tell me the name of the person that hurt Myrtle? Is the person that hurt Myrtle, are they anywhere around? Okay, Myrtle's family that's with her. Do you have any regrets for how you handled Henry when y'all found him? You do? Why do you have regrets? You have a lot of them? Why do you have regrets? Do you not feel like your actions were justified? What would you have done differently? Okay, to the family of Myrtle, do you not feel like your actions against Henry Smith were justified? Do you wish you would have just let him go to court and get his day in court? Just leave it alone? Should I stop talking about it? Okay, I understand what you're saying. Shit, do you? I do. My apologies for even bringing that back up. Is there anything that you would like to say before I leave? Wait, what did you say about Dalen? Vance family, I just wanted to come here and just to tell your story. It's been over 100 years. And I just feel like people deserve to know. I don't know what I was looking for out of the conversation, but I wanted to come here and pay my respect. I wanted to tell your story. And I want the people to know. I want the people to be able to see where you're resting. I just want to give the opportunity for you all to say something. And if the gentleman that did harm her was around, the opportunity for him to say something. Is there something wrong with that?
Yes.
Is everyone forgiven on the other side?
Yep.
Vance family, have you forgiven Henry?
Yes.
Really? How can you forgive someone that does something so heinous? How do you forgive someone that does something so outrageous to a loved one of yours? What fuels your forgiveness? To the Vance family, what powers your forgiveness?
This lady. Now, I'm like. Just have a particular. Now, you are sitting. Yeah. It is.
Can you give us all a lesson in forgiveness? Do you have any advice for anyone that's struggling with forgiveness? There's Walter.
Said, oh, terrified.
Walter, why are you here?
Like,
To help? What are you trying to help with, Walter? It says stop now. Yes. Okay. I apologize if I overstep my boundaries. Okay. I'm going to leave now then. That's like the second time someone has told me like to stop here. I knew it was going to be kind of like sketchy, me coming to try to do this session with this baby. I just felt like it was 100 or some years ago that it would, I don't know. Maybe someone wanted to speak. But I do and will respect the wishes of the family by not prying deeper into any of that. But again, I just wanted to come here and show y'all this little baby's grave and tell you her story and just see if we can get any bit of communication. I'm gonna go back and listen to this video and try to transcribe it. But we got about 15, 16 minutes worth of spirit box, so I'm curious of what might have been said. But I do get the impression that they don't want to talk about it, and they've said that twice. So you gotta be respectful to the living and to the dead. So yeah, hug your babies, man. Hug your babies, hug your loved ones. These rain clouds are coming back, y'all. Let me hop on this road, get back to Dallas. I'll catch you next time. Love, love, love. Blessings to you, little Myrtle. Blessings to you, love.